So we'll get started here in just a moment. You want to come up also? Maybe he'll come down to see you. Okay. Here you go. Alrighty. Okay. Let me push my seat back a little bit. Okay, welcome. Nice to see you guys. I think I have mostly battened down the room to keep the kittens from knocking things over, but I could be surprised by something today. Last night during the restorative class, they each took turns at some point sitting on the computer keyboard, which of course then it's just typing like one letter a million times. So I'll keep them off the keyboard to the best of my ability. Fortunately, they didn't close the class. They didn't make it turn off. Mm-hmm. You want to go down? Okay. There you go. You're going to settle right there? That's good. Yeah. We're going to do meditation now. Yeah. Okay, let's sit for a little bit of quiet together. And thank you for being here. What an amazing time. Continuing to be an amazing time. And we need the yoga to help us with all of this. So please take a comfortable seat. You can rest your hands in your lap as you like. You're welcome to close your eyes if that's your preference. This morning when you come to your seat, just imagine you've walked up a steep incline in your sandals up the mountain in India to the place where the teachers, they are studying and practicing and becoming knowledgeable about yoga, and you're hiking up this pathway in anticipation of gaining some wisdom. So you could see your footsteps on the mountain path. And then arriving to greet this sort of wisdom council that actually includes you. There is a wisdom within you as well. So whatever steps you've taken to be here for class today, even if those steps seemed like they were meandering, you have arrived, and therefore you are on the path and the journey. And while there may be wisdom from the teachings, which we call svadhyaya, studying the teachings, there's also wisdom within yourself to be discovered through svadhyaya, self-study, self-reflection. And there is wisdom in our community and our shared practice. So whatever your footsteps were today to arrive for class, you are here now. And so too is your wisdom body. We call that the wisdom body, Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is also here with you. So lengthen your spine, please. Reach up through the crown of your skull, a little bit from the base of your skull. Lift your collarbones, your heart, front and back. At the same time, let your hips descend. Notice where you're sitting on the ground, or whatever part of you is touching your seat and the ground beneath you. And then please bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll chant Sahana Bhavatu together. Okay, let's begin. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Savidyang Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidveshavai Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Savidyang Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidveshavai Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Savidyang Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidveshavai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. Okay, with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Keeping your gaze inward, please release your hands, raise the crown of your skull, and come into your ujjayi breath so you can sense it whispering through the inner ears as you hear it from inside, the air passing through the back of your throat. When you exhale, lengthen up through your spine by drawing the low belly in and going upward through the front line of your spine. Then inhale, turn your palms face out, raise both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to Anjali Mudra while going upwards through the crown of your skull. So the exhale and the hand movements are going to pass each other. And then again, inhale, sweep your arms wide, rise up as you're reaching up. Exhale, return your hands to your heart. So the hands and the exhale breath, they pass each other. Let's do that one more time, please. And exhale down to Anjali Mudra. Now interlace your fingers, bring your gaze down, and ujjayi as you raise the arms forward and slowly, slowly upwards. Try to pace that with your inhale breath so you're arriving at the inhale pause. Exhale, hands down behind you so that the base of the skull is supported by the sides of your pinkies. Then inhale, level your head and bring your left elbow forward, your right elbow up. And exhale to center. I have a co-teacher here. Inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up. Exhale to center. Inhale, elbows forward and up. And then exhale, raise the heels of your hands and level your head. Now this morning we're going to inhale and open like a little sitting back bend. And then exhale, hands together at your heart, please. Let's repeat that one cycle. Inhale, ujjayi. Exhale, hands down behind your head. Level your head. Inhale, left elbow forward, right elbow up. Exhale to center. Inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up. Inhale to center. Now inhale, both elbows forward and up. So lifting the elbows up while you're sitting is challenging. You can't really hyperextend your back so much. So when you exhale, go up, level your head and tone the lower belly. And then inhale, so the back bend is in your upper back, heart, collarbones, and head. And exhale, come back to your heart. And then rest your hands out over your knees, please. And imagine you've climbed up this mountain path. Your footsteps are already taken. And you get to have your seat with the wisdom council of which you are a member. And you're gazing out at society. You're quite a distance from society, so you can see a lot. And you're gazing from a place of wanting wisdom. Embodied, and then wisdom in action too. You know, we have warmed up a bit. We're going to use this breathing practice where you go up with the hands and the fingers are open, and then we go down like that. Okay, so this happens many times, and if I'm going on into la la land and you need a break, you take a break. And if I'm going on into la la land and it goes on for like 20 minutes, somebody should unmute and say, hey, Sarahjoy, we're passing out. So this is meant to be brisk and to move energy, and then we'll have a quieter, more centering pranayama. So let's begin with a brisk inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale, go up. Exhale, arms wide. Exhale completely. Rest your hands in your lap over your knees. And pause. Just to feel your body. Just pause to feel into the intelligence of your body right now. Might have a tingle or a little bit of heat, some vibrancy. Could feel like you're cleaning the windshield of the car. Now please bring your right hand up for nadi shodhana, and we will have inhale suspension in the middle of the inhale and the exhale. Let's begin on the left side, breathing in left nostril only. Suspend. At your pace, exhale right nostril. With your own pace, inhale right nostril. Exhale left. Continue for 3 more rounds, which is 6 breath cycles. You may be consistent with your pace, so inhale, suspension, and exhale are equal, but within your breathable capacity. You may finish with your next exhale through the left nostril. And when you complete, then sitting quietly with stillness, you could sense again you've already climbed the mountain and you're sitting with the counsel of wisdom, including the wisdom that is your own, sometimes obscured by daily life, but hopefully with access to that now. You could imagine in the distance society, the villages, the noise and the haste, the confusion. And sense your own longing for wisdom to be embodied, and then for wisdom to come into action. When you're ready to transition up to standing, please come up to the front of your yoga mat in mountain pose. In mountain pose, place your feet so they're hip distance apart. And that's lined up with the hip joints themselves. Okay, interlace your fingers. Now you're standing, so the likelihood of overarching the back does get presented here. When you were sitting, you didn't have the same option. Let's try this with your inhale, hands forward and up, and then gazing up. Exhale, arms wide. Bring your pinkies down at the base of your skull. Inhale, left elbow forward, right elbow up. We're twisting the upper torso, come to center. We're not actually twisting the hips or the legs right now. So inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up. Exhale to center. Inhale, elbows forward and up. From your thoracic spine, not your lumbar spine. And then exhale, level your head, push the heels of your hands up. And now inhale for a little standing back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take that to surya namaskar. So inhale, raise your arms up. We're going down to chair pose. Exhale, bend your knees, put your weight into your big toes, inner and outer heels, pinky toes. Okay, inhale, rise up. And as you push down, go up through your heart, imagining that back bend again. Now exhale, uttanasana. So as you come down, lightly touch the floor. Inhale, glide your heart forward. Exhale, take your left toes back and take a little bit shorter stride than you do normally. Okay, so inhale, rise up to your crescent lunge. So you're going to be up a little bit higher. I want to stabilize this low to middle section of your torso. So raise the arms up, interlace your fingers. Inhale. And exhale, hands behind your head. And inhale, left elbow forward, right elbow up. And exhale, just back to center, please. We're not going to go to the left side right now. So see if you can really keep the lumbar and mid spine stable. So inhale, left elbow forward, right elbow up. Exhale, rotate to center. Okay, one more time. Inhale, left elbow forward, right elbow up. Exhale to center. And let's go inhale up. And then exhale, arms wide, come slowly forward. You can touch the floor. Let's inhale, step forward, heart forward, please. And exhale for a deep bow towards your legs. So learning to twist in the thoracic spine is really essential. Let's inhale, glide the heart forward. It's not that we don't twist in other places. I want us to focus here for now. So take a short step back and then inhale, rise up to your crescent, a little shorter stride crescent. Clasp your hands, bring them down behind your head. May inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up. Exhale to center. So keeping your pelvis stable here, you're going to notice when you go inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up, that there is some tone on the right low belly because the right elbow pressing forward requests that. Come back to center. We'll do it one more time. So inhale, right elbow forward, left elbow up. And then exhale, return. Inhale to go up. And now exhale, arms wide. And this time as you touch the floor, please step back to downward facing dog pose. And notice how your downward dog pose is feeling this morning, particularly when you think about what you've been doing for the upper chest, upper back, and shoulders. Notice the feeling tone of your downward facing dog. Gaze back between your heels without moving your face towards your toes. So keep a little lift at the base of the skull, moving through the crown of the skull. So let's sense the crown of the skull here. As you next inhale, come forward to plank pose. And reach forward through the crown of your skull in the plank pose while keeping the base of your skull lifted. Broaden the back of your heart. And as you next exhale, bend your elbows, come down through chaturanga onto your floor, onto your stomach. Take the arms out to the side. And let's inhale, rise up, salambasana. Exhale, lower down. So that's a centered version of salambasana. Let's inhale, rise up again. Please keep your legs grounded. And then exhale, left elbow forward, left arm forward, right arm back. Turn your head to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, gaze to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale, lower down. Place your hands beneath your shoulders. Inhale up to plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog pose. Take a deep breath in as you gaze back between your heels. Remember that you're practicing atop the mountain with your counsel of wisdom. Quiet the mind so the mental rugrats or dust bunnies don't get the best of you. Okay, we're going to repeat that sequence and add something to it. So connect to the crown of your skull. Inhale forward to your plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Point your toes. Inhale, arms wide. Okay, exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Gaze to your right. Inhale to center. Then other side. Rise back to center. Now exhale, lower down and make a pillow of your two hands for your forehead. Enjoy a deep breath in. So what's going to happen on the next round, I will describe so that you won't have to crane your neck to look at me. When we go up to salambasana with the arms wide, you're then going to be bending one elbow to lightly touch the back of your head. And you'll be rotating your head when you do that. So just try to conceive of that while you're resting at the moment with your head on the back of your hands. So you could picture it even right now, like if you took your left hand to touch the back of your head, it will go. Take the right hand to touch the back of the head, it probably goes. So you know you have the mechanics. Let's energize the legs. And then take your arms wide. And as you inhale, raise up to salambasana. Okay, left arm forward. Use your right hand to touch the side or the back of your head. Come to center. Right arm forward. The left elbow bends. Back to center. Coming down, rest your head. Take a deep breath in. Let yourself exhale completely. Energize your legs. And then last time, inhale, rise up. You exhale to your right. Left arm forward, right elbow bends. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale to center. And exhale down. Make a pillow, but change the stack of the hands and rest your head down. And listen for what's happening in the upper back and the effort between your shoulder blades, your neck, your arms. And with all of that effort within you, place your hands beneath your shoulders. Tone the low belly, please curl your toes under and press up to plank pose. And then back to downward facing dog pose. And then stepping your awkward foot forward first, and then your second foot forward. Place your feet so they're hip distance apart. Root down into your heels, and let's inhale, glide forward through your heart, your collarbones, slide your shoulder blades down away from your ears. And exhale for a deep bow towards your legs. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to your heart. Come to mountain pose. So considering the amount of effort that was to lift up from gravity, to coordinate, notice the energy moving in your body right now. We're going to come down to table pose for one more thing in this particular part of the sequence, also really looking at the upper back. So I'd like you to bring your 2 blocks onto your mat and come to table pose on your elbows. And let's start with the elbows and forearms on the blocks pretty well, so palms are face up. So if this is your table, it's actually almost comparable to your regular table based on how long your forearms might be, but maybe not for the rest of you, but close for me. So in this position, lift the base of your skull, reach the crown of your skull forward, and then rotate your head to your right. Notice how far you can comfortably look. Rotate your head back to center, keep the base of your skull lifted, and turn your gaze to your left without your right ear sort of elevating down towards the floor. Bring your head back to center. Okay, this time, scoot your elbows forward on the block so that they're in the center of the 2 blocks. That means that they're not going to tip when you bring one hand up. It's not going to cause your yoga block to tip over. Okay, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, turn your gaze to your right. Touch the back of your head with your left fingers. Inhale to center. Keep the back of your heart and the base of your skull broad. Exhale, turn left. Bring your right fingers up to the back of your head. And inhale to center. Right, now put the palms together like a prayer. And as you reach back with your elbows on the blocks, come towards like the back of the elbow, the base of the upper arm. Make sure that your blocks aren't going to tip, please. So the hips are not going down to child's pose here because we began in table pose. We're really just trying to get the hips to lengthen back to help open the upper back and shoulders. Now press down into your right elbow and start turning your head to your right. So your nose might say hello to your right bicep. And then lift the base of your skull as you rotate back to center and turn your nose to your left. Your nose might say hello to your left bicep. Press down through your left elbow. Rotate back to center, press into both elbows. And then roll yourself forward. Take one block to sit on in Vajrasana. Also called thunderbolt pose in English, Vajrasana. Sometimes I call this Virasana because it's similar. Since we're sitting on a block, we have a combination of those two. So rest your hands and notice how much energy you're able to have in your heart, throat, and head right now. So we've been really focusing on twisting in the cervical spine, thoracic spine. We're going to take that down to the mid and lower spines in a moment. Just imagine again you're sitting in this council of wisdom. And maybe the village you're looking at is actually all of your own family members. And by this I mean, like in the Bhagavad Gita, everyone is a part of the family. Each person is reflecting us back to us. To see ourselves in each other is a very courageous, humbling, and empowering experience. And now I'm going to ask you to lie on your back with your knees bent. And your feet can be hip distance apart to start. So both of the kittens are sleeping. The one nearest to me, who's in the basket over here, is actually snoring. I don't think you can hear it. It's not super loud at the moment. Okay, so knees bent and feet hip distance apart to start. Take a block and place it between your knees on the narrow setting like this. Let the arms relax out into a T shape. Now I'm going to suggest that we start with the feet a little bit further forward than we normally do. So inchworm your toes forward until you feel like your knees are about 90 degrees from the thighs to the shins, but the hips are bigger than 90 degrees from the torso to the thighs. And then keeping your legs as a unit, pick up your left foot and rotate your two legs and your block down to the right. Roll back to center. Pick up your right foot. Take your knees to your left with their block. Roll back to center. Now going with your own breath pace, exhale your knees down. Inhale the knees to center. Exhale, knees opposite. Please remember to pick up your foot so you've got only one foot on the floor when you're going into the twist. Because I do want you to keep your thighs and knees and this block as a stable unit. Again, you're going to go to center and then one more time to the left side. And roll that back to center. Now let's go to the right and stay a little while. So please tip your knees down to your right. And I'm going to ask you to go inside your left hip like you're a little submarine, a yoga submarine, and lengthen like it's a telescope Lengthen from your inner left hip through your left thigh towards your knee. So the submarine is going to travel down that waterway. And to make that length, it's going to require some mobility, some elasticity in your left hip joint, but also in the left inner belly, left outer hip, lower back, and side waist. Rotate your nose to your left. And lengthen out through your left knee and your left fingers. And then roll this back to center. So your knees and your nose arrive together. Pause and notice even the left side of your face and neck. And let's take both knees down to the left side. So your right foot's going to pick up. And as you lengthen from your right hip like a telescope going out through the right thigh to your right knee. Then turn your nose to your right. And lengthen from your right knee and your right fingers. Now to lengthen the right thigh, and again that it's going to require some surrender and elasticity from inside your right hip, right lower back, right side waist, the inner realm of the right belly. And roll yourself back to center so your nose and your knees arrive together. Now let's take the block and set it so you have one block on each side of your mat. You can reach them with your hands. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Press your right knee open so that this joint between your right lower belly and hip and right thigh and inner groin, this is opening right through here. And keeping that opening, what you're going to do is tip so that you've got this block to land on for your right foot to stand on. If it doesn't reach the floor, or reaches the floor, then you can stand on the floor. Otherwise, then I want you to press your right knee up towards the ceiling and out away from your chest. So we began there with the left foot where it was for that hip distance mark. So as you're pressing open with your right hip, right thigh, right knee, imagine the telescope again. Put the outer edge of your left ankle firmly on the floor. And twist your chest and your heart to the right. And now roll yourself up. So your left foot is just going to tip back onto the floor where it started. And then place your right foot on the floor. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Press your left knee open. So you're opening this joint through here again. And then as you tip down, when you're coming down, you may use the block for your left foot to land on like a little step stool. Press your left knee open. Turn your chest and heart to your left, please. And telescope the left knee from your hip through your thigh towards your kneecap. And then also rolling that back to center so you are on the outer edge of your right foot and your foot just comes right back to where it began. Place your left foot flat on the floor. Now let's take the feet out as wide as the yoga mat, please. Something like this. So this is meant to be a little bit playful. I don't expect that you're all going to accomplish it. But let's just see. You've done a couple of unusual patterns this morning. So your neurological, musculoskeletal memory, some of that wasn't already installed. So I'm going to ask you to pick up your left leg and see if you can put your left foot in your right hand. So you have to sort of figure that through. Left leg up and over, and then up and return. I'll try the other side. So right leg up and over. Maybe it won't make it. Maybe it will. And up and return. Okay. So let's coordinate that with the breath and just see. It's going to cause you to move down your mat. I'm going to move myself because you're going to move a couple inches down your mat as you do it. We're going to do this practice and then get really still and see what Shavasana is like. So I'm going to recommend that you do use your ujjayi breath. Okay, so let's inhale ujjayi, raise your left leg. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, cross over. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower it down. And we're going to add something. Inhale, raise your left foot up and look directly at your toes. Exhale, follow your toes as your head and toes travel towards your right hand. Inhale, left leg up. Follow your toes with your eyes. Exhale, close your eyes at the same rate that you're lowering your left leg down. Inhale, right leg up. Open your eyes to meet your right toes overhead. Exhale, follow your toes as you go to your left. Inhale, follow your toes as you go up. And exhale, lower your right leg, lower your gaze to follow your toes as long as you can, and then start closing the eyes so they close at the rate that your leg is traveling. And then relax completely. This is a little bit like a starfish shavasana. You're welcome to stay with it if it's comfortable. Let all of the efforts fade. And keep your eyelids heavy and the eyes really still now. Allow your mind to get really still, the body heavier, and your eyelids deeply relaxed. The eyes themselves can be very quiet. Again, allow yourself to be really still, the body and the mind together, to become still, grounded. Now, keeping the body still, allow the mind to be really reflective, as if you were gazing down the mountain. You will be able to see society and civilization. Remembering that everyone is a reflection of each of us. Some parts of us are reflected in those we see walking about in our village. And likewise, parts of us are reflected back in them. So imagine how you may go down the mountain with this wisdom council that you've been having. And lightly wiggle your toes and your fingers. Please bend one knee at a time. Roll to your side. And take a blanket to sit on, please. come to the seat that is comfortably yours for your meditation this afternoon. Really important to remind yourself something of the wisdom that you touch in this practice, or the grace or love, is a reflection of everyone who's also crossing your path. So you're reflecting something of them back to them. Please bring your hands together at your heart. May the wisdom that wants to infuse us all, may it find its way into our bodies and our hearts, our minds, into our speech and our actions and our relationships. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. I will come up to see you closer now. The kitten that was snoring is not now snoring, but is still sleeping. And his sister is asleep too, but not sitting on the computer, fortunately. Change the view so we can see each other better. Hi. How are you feeling?